Hey guys, I'm my team producer Robbie, and I am here to talk to you guys about the GOAT. I'm not talking about LeBron James.
The Chicago and David. Well, great story, DA. Thank you. Only 3 games left until the start of the playoffs. Let's see how the East will look. Here we go. Take a look at the Pistons. They would be at the golf course if the playoffs happened today, looking to make a final push. And, of course, the Bulls, 2 spots down.
And, you know, for the Bulls, they haven't gotten anywhere near where they wanted to be this season. Pretty clear there's a big talent gap between them and the true contenders.
And we've all thought this. They're just a middle-of-the-road team. The last thing anyone in the NBA wants to be.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Andre Robertson out there with Collins. And it's Rudy Gobert. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Sexton in at the shooting guard position. And for Chicago, Aldridge out there with Josh Richardson. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And there's Davis. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5. Well, we have 2 teams tonight, Steve, that love to take their time working it up court. When you played, which were the best teams at grinding it out in slower games?
You know, I think the Chicago Bulls, that triangle offense, I mean, they ran on fast break on their defense, but on the offensive end, they wanted to wear you down with that triangle offense. And the teams that had dominant post players, they would get it down to them, make you double team, the ball would move around. And that was pretty much Shaq teams and Akeem Olajuwon teams, guys who had dominant centers.
Sexton has to just keep developing his court awareness. You want to see more passing from him.
Irving against Collins. From the left block. No good from Irving. The Pistons have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Here's Sexton. The teardrop falls in.
Did you see the game plan is working already? 4 straight makes to start this one.
Outside, Davis. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Aldridge down low. Working on Collins. Irving, good.
I mean, Kyrie, too pure of a shooter to let him catch and shoot with that much space.
Now, here's Sexton. He's guarded by Davis. Here's Dinwiddie. Unable to get that one. Nice D from Valanciunas. For Chicago, they won their last contest, that game against the Celtics.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, Marcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Davis surveying the floor. To the inside. Here's Aldridge. Shot clock at 5. No good. That would have tied it. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge's, Greg, just impossible to defend.
Long arms, that high release point, when it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over. Way to attack there and then create the contact.
The Pistons shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. First free throw is good. That one is no good. And here's Aldridge. He'll bring it up for Chicago. It's a 3-point game. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And boy, did that game nearly get away from them, but they were a little bit fortunate to have survived at the end of regulation.
They were extremely lucky. I think they took their opponent for granted a little, and it nearly cost them.
Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. Irving against Dinwiddie. Pass to Sexton. Sinks the three-pointer. Sexton's got 5 points so far.
And And it's important Sexton makes those. The more he hits from outside, the more the floor will open up.
Basket good.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And we know once he gets in the rhythm, he's a really tough guy to stop.
From deep. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. At the end of one, a closely contested. And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast as the second quarter getting going right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
And they have the guys to do it. Play to your strengths, and they can make up for some of your weaknesses.
Irving is out there with Davis. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Richardson in at the 3. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. Now, here is Irving, coming off a stellar performance against Boston. From 12 feet out, here's Valanciunas, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Like the way that Valanciunas worked his way to the line on that shot. Never let the defender get comfortable.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Steve, Kobe Bryant said that growing up in Italy gave him a huge advantage learning the fundamentals and the tactics of the game. Do you think Europe's better at developing players than the United States?
No, I don't think they're better. I do think their system at times for certain players, they get into a system of working on their game. And I wouldn't just say fundamentals from an early age. And a lot of those guys are being able to practice with pros at an early age. I think it comes down to individuals. And also I think a lot of these parents and kids, you have to understand it starts off of making a layup versus making a 3. So I don't think the Europe is doing it better. I just think a lot of times right now we're looking at some of those European players and they're coming over ready to play from day one versus some other players.
The open look here for Sexton. Knocks down the 3 ball. Sexton's got 8.
You know, the timing, the rhythm, I'm a big fan of when Sexton can just catch and shoot.
The pass to Aldridge. Trying to find Valanciunas. It's to him. Gobert with the block. Inside, here's Dinwiddie. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. He's got 5.
That's nice work, stopping short of the rim, just laying it over the top.
Feeds it to Richardson. Collins grabs the miss.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Here's Davis. He feeds it to Aldridge. Over Collins. Collins with some nice D. Pistons leading by 4. Pass to Sexton. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Sexton's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them. Well, the young bull, Colin Sexton, getting a lot of playing time in his rookie season, allowed him to play through his mistakes, and that's what you hope for coming in. I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Pass to Gobert. He kicks it to Sexton. Pass to Collins. To the paint. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Detroit shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
Now here's Irving. He has 7. Such a wide open look. Irving's got 9. Dinwiddie against Irving. And the basket is good. And the Pistons lead by 7.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Knocked loose. Takes the 13-footer. Almost, but it rolls out.
And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot.
Down low, here's Collins, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
As usual, beasting inside. John Collins puts defenders in no-win situations.
And here's Aldridge. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Trailing here by 8. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home. Now Sexton. He had a 15-point outing in their last game again.
Yeah, and I look at his total effect on the scoring, both as a passer and a shooter. Incredibly productive.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotation.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Colin Sexton having an outstanding game. He ended up with 15 points. And that'll...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Colin Sexton having a dominant impact in this game.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for Detroit, John Collins is out there with Gobert. Then there's Andre Robertson. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Sexton in at the 2.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Irving against Dinwiddie. With some arc, Gobert with the block.
You got to keep your head on a swivel when you go up against Rudy Gobert.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Irving double team. Kicks it out to Richardson. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
With great length for his position, Josh Richardson rising above and knocking down that mid-range jumper.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. The case has found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets."
Timeout.
Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. And that's what I've done." So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. Many certain guys, due to their size or just playing style, are harder to officiate than others. I've always believed that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, back in my day, it was Shaq. How do you officiate him? Is he creating contact or he is absorbing contact? James Harden at a guard spot is one of those guys. Giannis, I also think, is one of those guys. And Russell Westbrook. Those are my guys I think that are playing right now.
They're just such different players, aren't they? They're just very difficult to officiate.
And they play through contact well.
Yes, good point.
Even though that one didn't go down, I like the offensive game plan here. 3 for 4 coming out of the break.
He dishes it to Irving. Valanciunas trying to free himself up. Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut down now to just 6 on the basket from Kyrie Irving. Irving against Dinwiddie. Poked away. And Robertson has it in the corner. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 4 rebounds now tonight. To the middle, here's Richardson, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for 1 more coming up.
Poor defensive effort. Can't stop Richardson from scoring, then compounds the situation with the foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. That's good from Richardson. And Josh Richardson, a 3-and-D type player, recommitted himself last year, Smitty, to defense.
Kevin, he felt like he wasn't being impactful on the defensive end and vowed to amend that. He can be a nuisance with that reach, and he's put in that extra work to solidify his defensive presence.
Davis. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Valanciunas.
And now a look at Rudy Gobert here. This last month he's been positively spectacular. 10th in rebounding, and with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. Dinwiddie kicks to Robertson. Just 4 to shoot. Knocked away and stolen by Richardson. Fade away. And too long on the shot. Detroit leading by 3. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And finished off by Collins.
What I love about John Collins, he plays with great determination, trying to impose his will.
Irving against Dinwiddie. Now here's Irving. Tight defense on him. 5 on the clock. Launches a 3. Gobert with the block. And we've reached the end of the third. Pistons lead by 5. And we're just moments away from the start. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. They've got Richardson. Davis is out there with Irving. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5, home in the paint. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Bulls trail by 5. Davis inside, defended by Sexton. That's good from Davis on the assist by Richardson.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Sexton deciding where to go with it. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
All that length, Aldridge able to close airspace quickly.
A nice shot by Irving.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now. Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
Now the pass to Aldridge to take the lead. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Terrific pump fake by LaMarcus Aldridge. Defensively, you have to do a better job of staying down and living with the quality contest.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throws.
On the wing, Robertson. Richardson cover. Outside Collins. Lobs it up, and it's sent back by Aldridge. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Davis, the pass to Aldridge. Collins against Irving. Back to Aldridge. Shoots over Dinwiddie. Aldridge's shot is good. Aldridge has got 4 points in the quarter.
Understanding the importance of momentum here, LaMarcus takes matters into his own hands.
Passes it to Robertson. Shot to stop the run. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
You know, he was considered to be just a piece of the puzzle when he was drafted. John Collins now a cornerstone for this franchise.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
No doubt about those free throws. This is why you put the ball in his hands.
To the wing on the left. Dinwiddie wide open. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. Sexton's got 4 assists now tonight. Dinwiddie against Irving. We've got 1:13 left to play in the final quarter. Buries the long-range jumper.
Kyrie has done it again. He loved the big shot and the big moment.
Here's Sexton. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Bulls. They've only given up 5 points here in the 4th quarter.
Excellent feel and timing. Collins does a good job of protecting the rim.
There's 53 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And Valanciunas kicks to Irving. Four on the clock. From downtown.
One of the most impactful defenders in the game. Gobert's long arms put fear in the hearts of shooters.
Robertson dishes to Gobert. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
A little bit late there, but you tried to get into your opponent's head. Forced them to go somewhere else with the ball, and he did that.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They trail by 3. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a smasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, I was able to listen in on what Dwayne Casey went over with his team. He really got after him in the huddle. He said, look, you can rest after the game. You got to put it all out there if you want to win this one. Back to you guys.
And so the big win by Chicago in a tight game. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up.